The following is a Shaw TV special presentation.
You are looking at Bedford Road Collegiate, home of the annual Bedford Road Invitational Basketball Tournament. Welcome to the 2015 installment, 47th annual edition of BRIT. I'm Simon Hyatt, joined as always by Scott Hawley. Jackie Kripke will be bringing us all of the action from the sidelines as we've got a doubleheader of basketball for you tonight right here on Shaw TV. Coming up in just a little while, we'll have our championship game. It will be an all-Saskatchewan affair as Saskatoon's Holy Cross will be taking on Buildup out of Regina. Up first, though, we've got our third place game. It's a pair of out-of-province teams that'll be battling for bronze here at Bedford. Stanstead College out of Quebec going up against Sir Winston Churchill from Calgary, Alberta. Scott, a couple of pretty good matchups. Of course, we'll talk more about that championship game coming up. What a special thing it is to have an all-Saskatchewan affair. But let's talk a little bit about this Stanstead versus Sir Winston Churchill matchup. Stanstead, well, you take a look at their bench. There's 6 guys sitting there, and that's all they've got tonight.
Yeah, they got 1 guy on the bench, and it's going to be a real test of their attrition, their conditioning, playing a second game of the day, long tournament. They're really going to have to dig deep.
Meanwhile, Sir Winston Churchill coming off a tough loss this afternoon up against Holy Cross. They'll be looking to bounce back and claim some hardware. We'll have the third place game coming your way in just a minute. We're going to take a break. You're watching BRIT Basketball on Shaw TV.
Bert is my role model. I want to be like Bert.
Not only do I think I help her, but I think she helps me.
Being an amputee is challenging. I deal with obstacles by just knowing that I've got people to be there to support me through it. I've got my friends, I've got my family, I've got the War Amps.
Thanks to the War Amps, she doesn't have to worry about being anything else but herself.
Whether you're pursuing a television career or looking for a new leisure activity, we invite you to join the Shaw TV volunteer program. You can gain valuable hands-on experience and acquire skills ranging from camera to floor directing. We're looking for high school or college students or adults who are eager to learn. Shaw TV is currently accepting volunteer applications. Contact us today.
We're there to bring it home. Shaw TV, your local voice.
Just about ready to tip things off in the third place final, the 47th installment of the Bedford Road Invitational Tournament, as it is Stanstead College out of Stanstead, Quebec, going up against Sir Winston Churchill from Calgary, Alberta. Stanstead wearing the white uniforms with the red trim. They'll be heading screen right to start things off. Meanwhile, Sir Winston Churchill out of Calgary, they're wearing the dark blue uniforms with the white trim. They're heading screen left. They control the opening tip. These two teams going head-to-head for the bronze medal here at BRIT. A quick shot right out of the gate. Sweet touch for Darian Valdez.
Yeah, Darian Valdez, he's not shy. He'll put those shots up real quick, and he can either shoot you in or shoot you out.
We'll talk a little bit more about this Stanstead team and the struggles that they've had as they made their way to 47th BRIT. Meanwhile, a chance for more points here for Sir Winston Churchill. Nice pass back as Nico Ogawa finds Kopin Jock.
Yeah, and Stanstead, they need to avoid turnovers. They need to avoid giving up open court baskets because with only 6 men, that's going to be a problem.
Cross-court pass into the hands. Theo Thomas. Now this is Sidney Davis. Long shot for Thomas. That one comes up a little bit short. Loose ball. Kept alive by Stanstead in the corner. Thomas brings it back up high. Now over to Ben Smith. Smith will put up the three-pointer.
That's a nice answer from Smith. He got challenged sort of mid-waist level, but it's hard to make those shots if he's poking in the belly.
Teams looking to shoot from outside in the early going. Almost getting the extremely friendly bounce off the top of the backboard was Amrit Gill.
That's a nice look.
Long shot for three again, no good for Thomas. Back comes Sir Winston Churchill. Valdez will put up another long shot. He hits his second three.
Yeah, and you saw Matt Fullerton, the point guard, did a great job of doing a little bit of a dribble screen for Valdez, and if he gets a look, and at 6'4", he can get clean looks at the basket from three.
Good defense there, although can be called for a foul. Nope, going to be called as a walk. Good defense by Nico Ogawa, reaching in. Ogawa, a tough semifinal this afternoon, picked up a technical in the early going in that one as he uttered an extremely loud expletive at midcourt that led to a technical foul.
You're not allowed to do that?
Not really allowed to do that. Didn't play a whole lot the rest of the afternoon. Long shot again for Valdez, a little bit too strong as he misses for the first time from outside. That one's stolen away by Fullerton, but Stanstead steals it right back. Lay-in, however, won't go. That's an easy look. Doesn't drop for R.J. Smith.
Yeah, so far Stanstead's done a good job of moving the ball and finding open looks. But they can't afford to fall down too quick, too early with only 6 players. They got to keep this thing close, but they're doing everything they need to. They're getting good looks. They just got to get them to drop.
Sidney Davis, long inbounds pass. That's Theo Thomas. I believe this might be R.J. Smith with the ball. Had some issues with Stanstead's roster, but by process of elimination, and with only 6 guys on their roster, it should be easy for us to figure out. I believe that's R.J. Smith wearing number 9. Contact down low, will get a foul called against Sir Winston Churchill. They'll do something that Stanstead won't be able to tonight, send in 2 substitutes. Wesley Cole comes in for his first shift. As does my favorite name of the tournament, Vlad Zasmolin.
Okay, nice job.
Thank you. I might not be right. More contact, and it's going to be a travel called against Stanstead College.
Yeah, that's tough. They have Sidney Davis, who's got a serious height mismatch on Fullerton, taking him down in the post. It's a good look, but you got to be patient. Don't force him when you get the little guy on you in the post.
Now this is Fullerton in the other direction, loses the handle. Stanstead comes away with it. They're going to look to push it ahead. Easy lay-in. Sidney Davis for 2. Or Akeem Phillip, according to Jordy Houghton, our public address announcer.
It's a moving screen.
Nice touch again from Valdez.
Now, Fullerton likes to dribble at the defender, flip it to Valdez, and then screen, but he was definitely moving on that one. They got away with one there.
Couple of free throws here for Stanstead on the foul. Wesley Cole, fresh into the game, just picked up his first foul. Sagar Graywall is checked in for Sir Winston Churchill, as that'll send Jop to the bench. 5-point lead for Calgary. Second free throw good. Makes it a 3-point game. This is Zasmeline. Spinning around, spun a little too much, called for the walk.
A lot of turnovers so far. Winston Churchill needs to kind of settle down. They're either getting a clean look from Valdez or they're turning it over, one of the two.
Yeah. Certainly we talk about this just about every year. Trying to avoid the backcourt penalty there. Valdez tried for the dunk, couldn't get it, but draws the foul. And will get a chance at the 3-point play.
Yeah, worked out okay for him there.
Yeah.
And they've got to figure out a way to get Valdez under control because you know he's not going to stop shooting.
No.
They got to create tougher looks for him. He's getting really clean looks. He's getting layups in transition. Easy looks. It's going to be a long night if they can't make him work a little harder for his looks.
Valdez is outscoring Sir Winston Churchill himself. He's got 11 of his team's 13 points. Good read there by Zasmeline. He'll knock it out of bounds. So we'll stay with Calgary. Or pardon me, stay with Stanstead. 13 seconds on the shot clock to work with. Long inbounds pass.
Winston Churchill's extending that 2-3 out a little farther now, making him work harder to get good looks.
Nice pass. Fullerton finding Valdez. Valdez just a little too strong off the glass.
A great job running the floor though. When Fullerton, he finds his guys. He's like I said, a consummate point guard. He's always looking to set up his teammates for easy looks.
This is Fullerton looking to drive now. Fake the pass, doesn't get the roll. So back comes Stanstead, down 4.
Number 24, R.J. Smith.
R.J. Smith with the baskets for Stanstead. So I know his number's right on the roster. This is Cole looking to go through. He can't get it, gets it stripped away. Gonna lead to what would have been a relatively easy take, but good play by R.J. Smith to stay that one with it and get the lay-in.
Now Winston Churchill needs to, I don't know if they want to even to get a timeout. They got to talk about these turnovers. Real sloppy with the ball so far, and it's really keeping Stanstead in the game.
Zasmeline up high. Now long shot Fullerton from outside. That one no good. Stanstead controls. Game knotted up at 13. Again, good defense from Zasmeline, denying that pass down low.
Yeah, it's a tough angle on the entry. He's playing that deny. You got a bouncer in there to his lead hand.
Bounce pass. Burleson back outside, long shot. That one no good. Zasmeline there for the rebound. Gilden tracks down the loose ball, tries to force it ahead to Fullerton. Out of bounds off Calgary, so we'll back over to Quebec, and there's another turnover, Scott.
Yeah, they're really wasting a lot of chances, and in the 16-minute half, you know, you're keeping a team that doesn't have much of a bench in the game by limiting possessions.
Long touch from outside for 3.
Stanstead is taking advantage of those chances.
That was Sidney Davis hitting from outside, so Davis wearing 9. Not number 3 that he was wearing this afternoon, or number 11 that he's listed in the program. Number 9, Sidney Davis. And then right there with the answer for Sir Winston Churchill, Sager Graywall.
Finally a non-Valdez score for Winston Churchill.
Ball last touched by Sir Winston Churchill. Find themselves trailing for the first time in the game, 16-15. 1:28 to go. A reminder, 8-minute quarters here at the Bedford Road Invitational Tournament, so these quarters will fly by on you folks. Fullerton almost knocking it away there. Thomas able to recover it. He gets it back. A long shot for three as time expires on the shot clock. Thomas can't hit it, but now another chance for Stanstead, and open look doesn't go, but the follow does for Theo Thomas.
Yeah, Stanstead doing a great job of finding open cutters.
Now another shot from the corner, that one no good for Gill. Offensive rebound for Sir Winston Churchill, so they'll reset. Fullerton, nice spin move, gets a big reaction from the crowd. Can't get it to drop though. Well, Stanstead does come away with it. 40 seconds to go, first quarter. They lead by 3, looking to make it 6. Can't get it to go though. Zasmeline dribbles out with it. Churchill can't get too far though before they're fouled.
Foul charges from 15, Theo Thomas.
Theo Thomas picking it up, his first.
Checking in for the Bulldogs, number 14,
Coben Jop back in for Sir Winston Churchill for the final 33 seconds in the first quarter. Jesse Tam is checked in, he controls. Now this is Fullerton looking to drive, draws contact.
Fullerton, he can get in the paint whenever he wants, right? He can get to that rim whenever he wants. It's up to his teammates to cut and move when he does get in the lane, create some passing lanes, get some easy looks. Fullerton is driving in. He's had some open layups, but when the help comes over, they've got to make themselves available. For all the time he spent in the paint, they really haven't gotten many easy looks off that.
This
There's
is
a nice
Fullerton
entry pass.
feeding down low. That one no good for Jop. 9 seconds to go. Stanstead on the run. Thomas might look to take it all the way himself. Nice move. Time expires. The shot won't count. Fullerton had a pretty good line on it. But all in all, a bit of a sloppy first quarter, especially for Sir Winston Churchill. Pretty entertaining first quarter, though, as we've got a 5-point game.
Yeah, up and down. They're actually playing, other than the turnovers, things look pretty good. Both teams are athletic, pretty evenly matched, and it's just a matter of whether whether Stanstead can hang on, not run out of gas.
Take a look at how these teams got here. Sir Winston Churchill won 55-54 against their provincial rivals from Edmonton, Archbishop O'Leary, in their first game. That was a thriller. Then lost a tough one. We mentioned that off the top to Saskatoon's Holy Cross this afternoon, 63-58 in a game they were really in all the way and had a real chance to win. So tough for Sir Winston Churchill. And well, he talked about Stanstead and the obstacles they've had to overcome. They won their first 2 games. They beat St. FX out of Edmonton and Carson Graham out of North Vancouver before getting absolutely thumped this afternoon, although, you know, it's tough to blame them too much for that. They're playing with 6 guys in their 3rd game in 2 days.
And LeBoldus is pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably the main point. We'll see them in the championship game coming up a little bit later on as they'll take on Holy Cross. But yeah, the loneliest man in the gym right now is that guy over on the bench for Stanstead, Mike Zarifi. Didn't play a lot this afternoon, got a few shifts, but Coach Mark Bembenek expects his 5 starters to go pretty much the distance here. That shot off the mark for Zasmeline, so Stanstead with that 5-point lead as we're just underway in the second quarter and the ball. Called for the carry. Platoon slubs for Sir Winston Churchill. Valdez back into the game, along with James Jacob and Sam Kerber. Kerber wearing 7, Jacob wearing 4. This is Jacob who controls into the hands of Kerber. Down low for Jop. Turnaround shot, a little strong.
It's a nice look in the paint. They've gone several possessions, though, without Valdez getting a touch. He's on fire in that first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stanstead, despite what must be pretty intense fatigue at this point, doing a good job on the defensive rebounds.
Yeah, it's been pretty much one and done for the most part. But, you know, that fatigue will manifest itself in the 3rd and 4th quarter,
Sure.
I would expect. These guys are pretty young still.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be having a heart attack at this point. But I guess one thing we should mention, I don't know how big of a deal or how big of a difference it will make. These teams did get about an extra 45 minutes, hour extended time between games this afternoon, which, you know, when you're playing in this short a time, maybe that helps a little bit because the BRIT fell a little bit behind, as it is wont to do from time to time. Had an overtime game this afternoon, and things got behind a little bit, but a little extra rest can't hurt. You'll take it where you can get it.
Yeah, and you know, it's mostly about nutrition, hydration. These guys were resting, drinking lots of water, got a good solid meal in, avoided the candy, cookies, teenage crutches, that kind of thing. It should be all right.
6:53 to go, second quarter. Simon Hyatt, Scott Hawley, Jackie Kripke bringing the action in BRIT 47 from Bedford Road Collegiate. Thank you for joining us for our coverage. Hope you enjoyed our coverage of the cheerleading pom competition earlier on. This is our third place final between Sir Winston Churchill out of Calgary and Stanstead out of Quebec. Stanstead Spartans with the 6-point lead. Make it a 7-point lead as both free throws are good for RJ Smith.
Winston Churchill's gone pretty deep into their bench right now in terms of the backcourt. Fullerton not out there. It's going to be interesting to see if they can create good looks. They seem to be pretty content right now to go into the post every time, and they're getting decent looks, but not getting anything out of it.
Jobs had a couple of misses there. He was campaigning for a foul call, didn't get it. Here he grabs the defensive rebound for Sir Winston Churchill.
They got to run something for Valdez here. It's been a long time since he's got the ball. Here he goes.
In the corner, takes it in, off the glass, won't go.
Of course, if you're going to throw up junk like that, maybe they shouldn't run anything for him.
Still a 7-point Quebec lead, 6:10 to go, second quarter. Nice pass to the outside, open look. That one won't drop, however. Another chance. Thomas back up high now, working around on the outside. That one won't go for Davis. Now back comes James Jacob and Sir Winston Churchill. More good defense from Stanstead. On the run, can't get it to go, but right there with the follow.
Right now, Stanstead looks like they're the team that has fresher legs right now. I mean,
you're right.
They're getting loose balls, they're getting offensive rebounds. There's Valdez. But they're the team that looks more aggressive right now.
Yeah, Darian Valdez continuing to be Mr. Everything for Sir Winston Churchill. Another three-pointer. Back within 6 is Calgary. As we approach 5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Thomas controls. He's going to pull back, put up the shot. That one no good. Jops guys up. Another rebound for him. Now long pass ahead into the hands of Kerber. Kerber tries to find Valdez in the corner. Can't do it, but then there to pick off the long pass is Job.
This is going up.
Nice spin move. Valdez can't get it to go. And another miss for Job down low.
You got to wonder how long before Fullerton comes back in. Winston Churchill could use their point guard.
Yeah. They are going to bring in Amrit Gill along with brother Prepat Gill. We're going to get a timeout. 24-18 is our score, 4:35 to go, second quarter of action. We talked a little bit about the route that Sir Winston Churchill took to get to this third place game. We'll talk about Stanstead now. 67-62 victory in the first round back on Thursday over St. Francis Xavier out of Edmonton. Then a 49-38 win over Carson Graham from North Vancouver. And then that tough game this afternoon, big loss to Leboldus, 84-51 the score there against a very good Leboldus Suns team. But I'm looking forward very much to seeing go head-to-head with Holy Cross in what could potentially be a provincial championship matchup coming up a little later in the season.
Yeah, it should be a good matchup, and it'll be a strong test for Holy Cross.
Had another look there at Stanstead running the floor, something they've proven they can do. If they have tired legs, they're not demonstrating it. These 5 guys have played the entire game, and they played most of the game this afternoon.
Yeah, they're not playing like a team that's trying to conserve anything.
No.
You know, they're being very aggressive and going after it.
Stanstead controls with that 6-point lead. Thomas now over to Phillip. Back up for Davis, 5 on the shot clock. Davis looks to take it inside, draw some contact. Looks like it'll be James Jacob called for the foul.
Foul charge number 4, James Jacob. His second.
Not a ton of fouls on either side here in the early going. Jacob did just pick up his second, but
Winston, sorry.
Don't go ahead.
Winston Churchill switched to a man-to-man a couple possessions ago, so you might see more attacks to the rim, maybe more foul calls as we, because Stanstead's more athletic.
Right.
And now they're going to be able to get to the rim at will, I think, just like they have the last few trips.
And really, getting a team like Stanstead into foul trouble, probably a pretty good strategy when they've only got one guy on the bench.
Yeah, if you're Winston Churchill, good idea to keep attacking the rim. And, you know, when Fullerton gets back in there, I mean, that's his strength, getting in the paint. But they haven't drawn the fouls once he's gone in there. So just keep attacking that rim and try to get them in foul trouble, because you're right, they have nowhere else to go. Except Zarifi, who may or may not be nailed to the bench.
Sager Gray while hitting that last basket for Sir Winston Churchill. Long shot, that one no good for Akeem Phillip. The Bulldogs looking to cut into that 6-point lead. Losing the handle, there goes a backcourt violation. Good hustle by Valdez to try and keep it alive. Now Fullerton will come back into the game for Sir Winston Churchill, along with Vlad Zasmalin.
It'd be interesting to note if Winston Churchill has more turnovers or baskets at this point. I bet it's very close.
You're probably right. Unfortunately, our statistics here aren't all that advanced, so I don't have an answer, but if I had to guess, you're right. It's probably a pretty close battle at this point.
They've got to have no more than about 7 baskets when you consider 3-pointers. And they've got to have at least 7 turnovers.
Yeah. Sir Winston Churchill, a team very familiar with the Bedford Road Invitational Tournament. This is their 9th appearance here at BRIT. 3rd straight year they've been here. They won it in 2013, came in 3rd last year. This is the 3rd straight year in which they've played in a Saturday night game, so either in the 3rd place game or the championship game. So they know what this tournament's all about. They're very familiar with the atmosphere here at BRIT, and obviously they like it. Keep coming back year after year.
Yeah, well, hey, if you keep winning, keep going to that final.
Back to live action coming out of the timeout. 6-point lead for Stanstead.
Who doesn't love that drive from Edmonton to Saskatoon?
Oh, man. Well, I tell you, it's about 20 times better than the drive from Calgary to Saskatoon.
Well, this is true.
Nice drive there, laying it in off the glass. That'll drop for Sidney Davis.
That was an explosive move to the rim.
And now another chance at some points. That one no good. Waving the basket off. Foul on the floor, but great play by Nick Burleson.
That was tight. That could have been a continuation.
Yeah. Burleson, the guy who's of the 5, whose name doesn't get said as much, but that was a great athletic play to get that one to go in, although it won't count. Third foul on Sir Winston Churchill. No team fouls here for Stanstead in the 2nd quarter. Perhaps knowing they can't be overly aggressive. Shot will go up. Nice touch from outside. Theo Thomas.
Yeah, nice little step back there. Stanstead's doing everything they need to right now. They're looking really sharp.
Double-digit lead for the team out of Quebec. Biggest lead of the game, almost it is another steal. Looking to take it in, getting the lay-in, Theo Thomas.
Yeah, you got to get a timeout if you're Winston Churchill. If you're Coach Mike Fullerton, now might be the time to snap. I mean, these turnovers are killing him, and they're sloppy, sloppy, sloppy. He's got to do something about that.
And you wonder if a strategy coming into this game, you know, knowing what Stanstead is facing is, let's make these guys run as much as we possibly can. Stanstead's running like crazy, and they don't seem to be getting tired. Like they have some sort of superhuman energy reserve.
Yeah, I mean, they look great. They look fresh. They're athletic. And they're turning those turnovers into open court opportunities. So, yeah, if you're Winston Churchill right now, you just got to stress the importance of playing within yourself and of making sure of every pass and making sure you get a good look on every possession.
Fans here at Bedford Road enjoying the action, getting into the groove. Great atmosphere as always. 32-20 is our score. 12-point lead for Stanstead as we emerge from the timeout. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go until halftime. It'll be interesting to see, Scott, because in the semifinal game, I don't think Stanstead actually went to the locker room at halftime. I mean, conserve energy any way you can, but they just kind of stayed on the bench and hung out.
You got to soak in the atmosphere.
Yeah. Another turnover for Sir Winston Churchill. Good job to keep it alive there for Akeem Phillip. Davis back up high. Phillip almost will carry there. Thomas, a couple steps in. Now he'll put up the jumper. That one no good. Preet Pat Gill with the rebound. He tries to dribble his way through. Ball gets booted out of bounds by Stanstead, so we'll stay with Calgary.
Well, this man-to-man defense is tough for Winston Churchill. They just can't really keep the Stanstead athletes in front of them very well. You might want to think about going back to that zone.
Churchill trailing by 12. Another turnover. This could lead to a dunk. No, just going to be what should have been an easy lay-in. Won't go, however. Now long outlet pass. Fullerton trying to find Zasmeline. Zasmeline can't grab it. Perhaps he had some Vaseline on his hands.
Yeah, this is, it's hard, I don't even know what to say. These turnovers are insane. They just can't seem to hang on to the ball. And they're sloppy turnovers. It's going through guys' hands, lazy passes. They're just holding that ball out and saying, take it, please.
And it really kind of seems to be contagious. It's everybody for Sir Winston Churchill. No one can hang on to it. That one off the mark. So back comes Churchill. Long shot, that one no good for Greywall. Another defensive rebound, under a minute to go. Quebec controls with the 12-point lead. This is Davis. We got a foul called. See some frustration there from Calgary. Mass substitutions for Sir Winston Churchill. All players save Matt Fullerton being replaced. Cole back into the game, as is Valdez, Jop.
Winston Churchill could really go for a stop and a score, get into halftime on a high note here.
Davis controls. Spinning around, great move, nice take.
Didn't get the stop. And now this thing, if they don't get a score here, they're gonna give the ball back.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 2-for-1.
Quick shot for Sir Winston Churchill. That one no good for Nico Ogawa. Another chance, Jop there to put it away. He's up to 4 points on the night.
That was an important basket to keep this thing from getting too far out of hand right before the half.
Shot clock is off. 15 seconds on the game clock. Stanstead can hold, look to pad that 12-point lead headed into the locker room. Davis, he's gonna put up the jumper. That one rattles in and drops. That was a 2-pointer for Davis. And with that, a 14-point lead for the severely undermanned Stanstead College. Very impressive.
Yeah, lights out shooting. I mean, that can make up for a lot. You shoot the ball well, and they're given so many second chance and extra opportunities with all the turnovers from Winston Churchill.
36-22 is our score at the half. You're watching live coverage from the Bedford Road Invitational Tournament. Simon Hyatt, Scott Hawley bringing you all the action tonight. And right now we're going to send it down to the sideline with Jackie Kripke.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks, Scott. So I'm here with Morgan Tudor from Winston Churchill. Morgan, it appears the turnovers are hurting your team. What do you think about turning it around in the second half?
Oh, we've got to play with some intensity. I mean, the boys have to get over their disappointment of losing in the semifinal. And they had full expectations of winning the championship out here. And they're going to have to get over that and start playing basketball. And that's what we'll tell them in the dressing room.
fair enough. The numbers are certainly on your side when it comes to players. What do you think about that?
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how many players you have if you play with some heart, and they're outworking us right now.
Right on. Good luck in the second half. Thanks so much. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Jackie Kripke. 36-22 is our score. A 14-point lead for Stanstead College out of Stanstead, Quebec at the half. We're going to take a break. We'll have coverage of the second half. Right after this, you're watching BRIT basketball on Shaw TV.
Watch Saskatoon SPCA's Pause for Thought on Shaw TV 10. Find out about the great work happening at the shelter and get informed about pet-related events happening in the city. Each week, the Saskatoon SPCA will give you tips on how to care for your pet and show you some amazing animals in need of a forever home. That's Saskatoon SPCA's Pause for Thought, only on Shaw TV 10.
I am Canadian, a free Canadian.
Free to speak without fear.
Free to worship in my own way.
Free to stand for what I think right.
Free to oppose what I believe wrong.
Free to choose those that will govern my country.
This heritage of freedom.
I pledge to uphold.
Learn more about citizenship at citizenship.gc.ca/discover.
A message from the Government of Canada.
It keeps you awake at night. It causes you stress. Debt. No one else sees it, but it's always there, just hanging around and weighing you down.
Get debt off your back. The Credit Counseling Society is a non-profit service that's helped thousands of Canadians solve their debt problems. It's confidential, it's free, and it works. Call the Credit Counseling Society. All you've got to lose is your debt.
Whether you're pursuing a television career or looking for a new leisure activity, we invite you to join the Shaw TV volunteer program. You can gain valuable hands-on experience and acquire skills ranging from camera to floor directing. We're looking for high school or college students or adults who are eager to learn. Shaw TV is currently accepting volunteer applications. Contact us today.
We're there to bring it home. Shaw TV, your local voice.
You're watching BRIT on Shaw TV.
Back live at Bedford Road Collegiate, you can see the halftime entertainment. The Bedford Road Palm team out on the floor. Congratulations to them for winning earlier today. Hope you enjoyed our coverage of that right here on Shaw TV. We've got a doubleheader of basketball tonight. 36-22 is our score at the half in the third place game. Stanstead over Calgary, and we were right. Stanstead has not gone to the locker room. They want to conserve that energy where they can. They're staying there and checking it out. Very quickly, unofficially, your leading scorers: 14 points for Darian Valdez for Sir Winston Churchill, 9 points for Sidney Davis, although Stanstead doing a good job spreading the ball around. Lots of guys scoring for them.
Yeah, they're getting pretty much whatever looks they want after the first few minutes of this game. And early on, Winston Churchill was going to Valdez over and over. They went away from that, and they really haven't gotten many baskets to fall. They've gotten some good looks in the post, but their post players don't seem to be able to make those easy shots. They got to get him involved in the second half.
We're 2 quarters away from crowning the third place champion here at the 47th annual Bedford Road Invitational Tournament. Now, if you're a longtime viewer of our coverage, or if you've come down to see BRIT in the past, you may notice that things look an awful lot different here in the gym. There's new stands, new floors, heck, even the team has a different name. I talked to BRIT legend Kelly Bowers about all the big changes.
We are back inside the very familiar yet very different gym at Bedford Road Collegiate in Saskatoon, leading up to BRIT 47. Next to the very familiar Kelly Bowers, the legendary Kelly Bowers. When you think BRIT, this is the man you think of. Kelly, it looks a lot different in here. First of all, let's talk about what we're standing on. This floor is absolutely beautiful.
Yes, it's a new floor. It was finished up in September. New lines, some different lines with different sports, and a little more black with the main trim around the outside. But it is the new floor. It's very nice, and looking forward to its first major activity, which of course will be our BRIT tournament this weekend. So certainly lots of other uses as well, but we're looking. I know the kids are very happy with the way the new floor is holding up at the new facility here at Bedford.
Absolutely. I got to tell you, this is maybe the best smelling gym I've ever been. It's got that new gym smell. It's very nice in here.
Yeah, it does smell in here a little bit. I may be getting some things ready for BRIT, but yeah, it doesn't have a real jock smelly smell like, not yet, but I'm sure it will.
At the end of the weekend, probably.
Yeah, probably, you're right.
And of course, just over here, the new stands. Talk a little bit about this. The reason, I guess, first of all, for the new stands and what the difference is.
Well, certainly the bleachers go back to the original gym back in 1962. There was no side railings on the bleachers at that time, no aisleways, which a lot of high school gyms, whether they need aisleways, I guess, is open for debate. But to keep up, obviously, with safety standards and new technology, so the bleachers, we actually lost about 150, 200 seats, but there are now aisleways up. There are safety ladders on the side. They're certainly a nicer color. They're plastic. They're a little more moldy. They're maybe not quite as, by moldy, I mean molding to the contours of the body.
Right.
Might be a little more comfortable to sit in. So, no, they haven't been used that much, to be honest with you, because there haven't been that many major events here at Bedford. But certainly from all reports, the bleachers are nice to sit on. Definitely more foot space for leg room. So we think there'll be a nice change. It certainly is different, though, from what was here for so many years. But with the bleachers, the new floor, some new lights, new sound system, it's a real, just like continues to be a real basketball palace.
Yeah, it's great to see both the school and the tournament itself. You know, it's been around for 47 years. Can't stay the same forever. Good to see some of these changes. Obviously, we might not be able to get as many people in here as before, but you know, it'll still have that great BRIT atmosphere.
Well, I think that's what was one of the reasons for there was some concern about the changes, because the atmosphere and the tradition of BRIT. But obviously, you say 47 years, you have to keep up with the safety standards, the new techniques, the new standards of things, the way things are done and made and built. And I think they've done a very good job here at Bedford of applying with what was here in the past with the new things and making it all kind of come together. There's still a great facility to host a basketball tournament, and that's really the #1 priority.
And for you personally, I don't know how many of the 47 BRITs you've been directly involved in, but I'm guessing it's the vast majority of them. What keeps you coming back year after year? Why is this such an important thing to you?
Well, actually, I haven't missed too many BRITs. I refereed actually in the very first BRIT.
Right.
I was a second-year university student at the time. Of course, I was a graduate of Bedford Road Collegiate, and our team kind of was the team that went to the Luther College tournament in Regina in '67, and some teachers went down, and then 2 years later they said, you know, we got to do something like this in Saskatoon to kind of follow along with the idea of what the LIT was all about. So I got very involved with BRIT right when I was a university student, and refereeing, of course, and then I started teaching here in '74, and I taught here for about 15 or 16 years, and always been involved with basketball, and still continue to coach a little football here at Bedford Road. So I've always been part of the school, and early January is just kind of the thing you do. No matter what's on the planet, you're coming to BRIT, because it's just been a big part of my life.
Kelly, great to see you once again. Can't wait to see you all weekend long. BRIT 47. Hope you're well rested and ready for another weekend of action.
Yeah, it should be fun, and I think we've got a great field lined up again this year, and hopefully be as good as ever. And it's just a very exciting time around the school here at Bedford Road.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Watch Saskatoon SPCA's Pause for Thought on Shaw TV 10. Find out about the great work happening at the shelter and get informed about pet-related events happening in the city. Each week, the Saskatoon SPCA will give you tips on how to care for your pet and show you some amazing animals in need of a forever home. That's Saskatoon SPCA's Pause for Thought, only on Shaw TV 10.
I am Canadian, a free Canadian.
Free to speak without fear.
Free to worship in my own way.
Free to stand for what I think right.
Free to oppose what I believe wrong.
Free to choose those that will govern my country.
This heritage of freedom.
I pledge to uphold.
Learn more about citizenship at citizenship.gc.ca/discover.
A message from the Government of Canada.
It keeps you awake at night. It causes you stress. Debt. No one else sees it, but it's always there, just hanging around and weighing you down.
Get debt off your back. The Credit Counseling Society is a non-profit service that's helped thousands of Canadians solve their debt problems. It's confidential, it's free, and it works. Call the Credit Counseling Society. All you've got to lose is your debt.
Whether you're pursuing a television career or looking for a new leisure activity, we invite you to join the Shaw TV volunteer program. You can gain valuable hands-on experience and acquire skills ranging from camera to floor directing. We're looking for high school or college students or adults who are eager to learn. Shaw TV is currently accepting volunteer applications. Contact us today.
We're there to bring it home. Shaw TV, your local voice.
You're watching BRIT on Shaw TV.
We are back at Bedford Road Collegiate. Here's a look at some of the highlights from the first half of action. Half that saw the Stanstead team out of Quebec open up a 36-22 lead over Sir Winston Churchill out of Calgary, Alberta. So we heard a little bit from the coach heading into the locker room there from Sir Winston Churchill. What are you telling your guys in the locker room there to get them back into this game?
Well, it sounded like he was going to have a rather loud chat with them. You know, he's really disappointed with their intensity level, and he seemed to be lingering, or think that they're lingering on that loss this afternoon. So, you know, the fact that they did play so sloppily probably confirms what he's saying. So I would assume that you're going to see a more fired up team, at least in the first few minutes. And if they can cut into that lead, then it'll fire them up and hopefully get them back into this game.
All right, now for the other's perspective, let's head on down to Jackie Kripke as she's with the head coach of Stanstead.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Mark Bembenek, from Stanstead. Mark, you're up by 14. What are your thoughts on the first half?
We played okay, but we're going to have to match their intensity. I'm sure their coach got them fired up, so we just got to make sure in the second half we're playing as hard as we did in the first half and match the intensity that they come out with.
So you're not going to back it off at all because you have less players out there on the court?
No. We're going to keep going strong.
What do you think about the whole BRIT experience so far? How are the boys liking it?
It's fantastic. A lot of them have mentioned it's one of the funnest tournaments that they've been to, and just a testament to all the alumni and volunteers that are coming back. It's an exceptional tournament.
Awesome. Excellent. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks very much, Jackie, and thanks to the head coaches for taking a couple minutes to chat with us. Be interesting to see, of course, what happens in the second half, Scott. Can Stanstead keep this going? I mean, really just a remarkable first half. I don't know what else to say about it. Really impressive.
Yeah, well, if they keep shooting the ball the way they did, and if Winston Churchill keeps giving them opportunities like that, then they sure can. Right? If Winston Churchill increases their intensity, makes better passes, stops turning the ball over, then they'll put pressure on Stanstead to actually finish this game strong, and we might see that attrition, see that fatigue in the second half. But unless there's a change from Winston Churchill's intensity, I expect that Stanstead will keep rolling.
16 minutes of basketball to go in the third place final. The winner of this game takes home the bronze medal. Complete coverage coming your way. You're watching BRIT Basketball on Shaw TV.
Bert is my role model. I want to be like Bert.
Not only do I think I help her, but I think she helps me.
Being an amputee is challenging. I deal with obstacles by just knowing that I've got people to be there to support me through it. I've got my friends, I've got my family, I've got the war amps.
Thanks to the war amps, she doesn't have to worry about being anything else but herself.
Whether you're pursuing a television career or looking for a new leisure activity, we invite you to join the Shaw TV volunteer program. You can gain valuable hands-on experience and acquire skills ranging from camera to floor directing. We're looking for high school or college students or adults who are eager to learn. Shaw TV is currently accepting volunteer applications. Contact us today.
We're there to bring it home. Shaw TV, your local voice.
Back inside Bedford Road Collegiate, 47th installment of the Bedford Road Invitational Tournament. Simon Hyatt, Scott Hawley bringing you the action alongside Jackie Kripke, who's got all the interviews down on the sideline, just about ready to start the second half of action. It will be Sir Winston Churchill ball on the near sideline to kick things off here in the third quarter, as they've got a mountain to overcome. 14-point lead, and of course, 8-minute quarters, Scott.
Yeah, it goes by quick, so they need to get off to a hot start here.
Job trying for the early basket. His woes from down low continue, and he comes away from that play limping a little bit.
That's been tough down there. Those little jump hooks just haven't gone, and now it looks like he could use a break.
Almost a pick there for Valdez, leads to an open take. That one no good for Sidney Davis. Now, Amrit Gill looking to run the floor. He can't get it, but finally Jop able to grab an offensive rebound and get the putback.
And you can see, as a measure to increase that intensity, Winston Churchill's now picking up full court. It's a great way to try to get their guys' intensity up, get them in the game.
And to wear down Stanstead.
That too.
With that basket from Jop, now down to a 12-point lead for Calgary. We get a whistle down low. This one's going to go against Matt Fullerton.
And he's in a tough spot. I mean, he's only 5'8", grade 10 kid, so he's going to get mismatched in the post. They've done it a couple times, but he just has to hold his ground and not try to reach around and wait for help to come down.
1 minute gone here in the third quarter. Little float shot, nice touch there for Davis.
Well, that was Davis offhand. He's a lefty. Nice little floater with his right in the lane. That was a nice shot.
Officially up to 11 points on the night is Sidney Davis. Fullerton dribbles through and hits the deck. Gets it over into the hands of Preet-Pat Gill. He's a nice touch there on the little float shot. First points of the name for Preet-Pat Gill. Tough call there for Stanstead.
Yeah, Gill got away with a block there. Got away with a foul, but the ball rolled out of bounds off Stanstead. We'll see if Valdez can get going. That dribble at action was working in the first half. Dribble at his defender, use it as a screen. We haven't seen that much.
Gill tries to get another one to drop. Get a foul call down low. Will be Coben Jop picking up his first of the game. 2 team fouls for Sir Winston Churchill in the early going as they continue to press.
Fullerton took a quick seat there. You wonder if something was up there. He didn't do something he was supposed to. If it's a disciplinary move, I mean, it's a pretty quick hook when they're down by 12 here.
But as you mentioned in the first half, Sir Winston Churchill pretty deep in that backcourt. Great read there, nice steal. And a dunk to finish it off, Theo Thomas. Back to a 14-point lead. Now Gill looking to run the floor. Preet-Pat Gill didn't play a ton in the first half, but he's got a nice start here to the second half.
He's come out strong, made some nice shots.
Another one of those sort of floating shots. This time it won't go for Davis. We've got a foul called against Stanstead. Mention the fact they've done a very good job of not committing a ton of fouls because, of course, they can't. They have a one-man bench.
That would be fatal, pretty much, if they got in foul trouble.
First foul of the third quarter.
Oh, my
that
goodness.
shot well off the mark for Valdez.
Wow.
That one also comes up a little bit short, although far better on that attempt for Akeem Phillip. Valdez quickly head for Jop. Jop gets the lay-in. And although he has struggled with some of the shots, Jop up to 8 points unofficially in the game.
He's done a nice job with some putbacks, and he's run the floor pretty well. And he's gotten great looks in the post. He just can't get that little jump hook to go tonight.
Time winding down on the shot clock, not going to matter as Stanstead throws it out of bounds. Substitutions. Vlad Zasmeline going to check back in. Also coming in for Sir Winston Churchill. We'll get a timeout here for Stanstead. But Kyle Gill has checked in. One of many Gills on this Sir Winston Churchill team. There's 3 of them.
Good stuff.
Yep.
It's a fun fact.
In-depth analysis. 40-30 is our score. 4:44 to go in the third quarter. A reminder, this is just game 1 of our doubleheader. We'll have the championship game coming up right after this one, an all-Saskatchewan matchup. As it will be Saskatoon's Holy Cross going up against La Boldis out of Regina, 2 of the elite teams here in Saskatchewan basketball. Although an interesting start to league play in Saskatoon. It's actually Walter Murray in first place. They're undefeated right now. Holy Cross, surprisingly, a couple of losses in the early going, but it's BRIT, so Holy Cross is playing Saturday night.
Well, of course, yeah. And it's all about matchups, really, at BRIT and who you draw. And Murray had a tough overtime loss.
They sure did, yeah. Back to action here. 4:40 to go, third quarter. Churchill trying to pull within 10 points. Fortunately, tripping their way through. Unable to hold on to it was Kyle Gill. Now a long shot for Akeem Phillip. That one off the mark. Stanstead again comes away with it though. Zasmeline unable to corral it. Beautiful pass. Davis just unable to corral it. He spent too long in the key.
I tell you, the Winston Churchill coaches don't have much hair. It's probably from yanking it out after watching these turnovers.
Valdez. Long look for Gill for 3.
Whichever Gill is shooting, they're going in right now.
That one from Kyle Gill. Makes it a 7-point game. Hasn't been a single-digit lead in quite some time, so a little bit of momentum here for Sir Winston Churchill. And now it's Stanstead turning it over. Ball's going to stay with Sir Winston Churchill. And, Scott, we have a Mike Zariffi sighting. He's taken to the floor wearing number 21 for Stanstead College.
Here we
go.
go.
The lone substitute has made his way into the game.
You just know he's going to do something good.
Light it up. His team has the ball after a bit of discussion. Leading by 7. Good read there by Preet Pat Gill. Knocks it out of bounds. A discussion over there on the Stanstead bench as the inbounds happens.
Yeah, it sounds like the Stanstead coach is a little frustrated with his own team's sloppy play and turnovers.
Another Stanstead turnover, so another chance for Churchill to chip away, and that'll help. 3-pointer, Preet Pat Gill.
That ball was spinning sideways like a football spiral. That's a crazy release, but hey, if it goes, it goes.
And all of a sudden, it's a 4-point game. Could be in for a good finish here. Attacking the basket won't go, but drawing the foul is Akeem Phillip.
And that's where Stanstead has to go back to that. Just keep attacking that rim. They're more athletic. They're able to get to that rim pretty much when they want to. Serve them well in the first half, whether it's finish at the rim or drive and kick for the open jumpers. Had a little bit of a turnover spree themselves there. Just got to settle down and go back to what got them here.
And now perhaps Coach Bembenek looking to use that 6th man a little bit more. Zarife is still out there. RJ Smith, who he had replaced, has come back in. Theo Thomas has a seat as the free throw drops, so back to a 5-point lead for Stanstead. Gill goes behind the back, works his way through, kicks it back outside to Kyle Gill. This is Zasmeline. Now Preet Pat Gill throws up an air ball, lands in the hands of his teammate, can't get the finish. Stanstead tries to keep it alive, unable to do so, will stay with Calgary.
And Winston Churchill was battling themselves for that rebound.
Yeah. Still a 5-point game, 2:24 to go, third quarter. More sloppy play on the inside. Stanstead comes away.
The turnover.
Sidney Davis controls. He'll look to take it in, lays it off the glass. That one won't go. Now it's a couple of Stanstead players battling for it.
Just really impressed with how Davis can finish with both hands. He gets in there, right, left hand, whatever the smart play is, that's the hand he uses. It's real smooth.
Stanstead holds on to possession. Davis directing traffic as we hit the 2-minute mark in the third quarter. The Spartans with a 5-point lead. This is Akeem Phillip. Phillip looks to work his way inside. Now he'll put up the little jumper. Comes up shy on that one. Bounces around and won't drop. Gill will slow things down. Back out to Amrit Gill. Looks to take it in. They'll give him the continuation. Chance at a 3-point play.
Winston Churchill just kind of hanging in there.
Yeah. Now down to a 3-point game. Second foul of the game for R.J. Smith.
If they could ever put together a 2-minute stretch where they didn't turn the ball over, they could actually take the lead and maybe put this thing away.
Yeah, run Stanstead out of the gym. Another chance here. 3-pointer and tie it. This would make it a 1-point game. Instead, it's going to be a travel against Gill.
Guess we'll start that 2 minutes now.
Stanstead back to their starting 5 that has played about 98% of this game. As Mike Zarifi heads back to his spot on the bench.
Got some good burn on that shift.
Yeah.
Solid run.
Still a 3-point Quebec lead. Open look for 3, doesn't come close. Shot well off the mark for Thomas. Calgary ball.
Stanstead fading a little bit here. I mean, that shot was way off.
Yeah.
A fatigue shot.
Amrit Gill fakes the shot. Now he's going to try to take it in. Scoop shot, gets the friendly roll. Nice take. 1-point game, under a minute to go, third quarter.
Stanstead needs a good possession here. They need to get something going towards the rim.
Unable to get it to drop, though, is Akeem Phillip.
That's good luck. You can't ask for more than a layup look. And you know, if you'll get another shot because Winston Churchill's turned it over again.
Miko Ogawa going to check back in for Calgary. That'll send Kyle Gill to the bench. More pressure from Sir Winston Churchill. 35 seconds to go, third quarter. Slimmest of margins for the Spartans out of Quebec. Pass inside. That one won't go. Good defense there from Sir Winston Churchill. Phillip can't get it to go. Shot from the corner for 3. That one's a little bit short. Amrit Gill there for the rebound.
Gill's had a nice few minutes here.
He has.
Real aggressive.
Nick Burleson picking up the foul. His second, team's third, although team foul's going to be immaterial here as we have just 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Kerber over to Gill. Oh, good pick there. 3 seconds to go. Can Stanstead get off a good shot?
Well, he double clutched. He didn't have to. He had a nice look, but he's still down.
Hurt.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want if you're Stanstead. You never want that, but he's looking for the foul call, it looked like, as he tried to take it in to end the third quarter. See head coach Mark Bembenek out to help him come off the floor. Kind of grabbing his back there, it looks like, but he is leaving under his own power, so it's going to be a huge sigh of relief. We'll take another look at it here. Stanstead looked to go on the run, tried to draw the contact. Good play there by Sam Kerber to just kind of let him go by, and he just kind of wiped out on his own, it looked like.
Yeah, he kind of clipped his leg on the way by after the fact, but Just got to do is go strong. He was trying to get contact instead of finish the layup. But a bullet dodge for Winston Churchill is another turnover.
Yeah.
Almost led to a buzzer beater basket.
So 41-40 is our score. As time winds down here, heading into the fourth and final quarter of play. Great atmosphere at Bedford Road. Talked a little bit about, with Kelly Bowers, about the changes here, of course, with the seating configuration. Had to update things, and that's cost them, I think, about 150 seats or so, he said, but that's made it feel even more packed than normal in here. A good crowd, of course. No real surprise. A lot of people probably showing up early to try and get their seats for the championship game, as we've got a couple of Saskatchewan teams going head-to-head.
You know, I think they made up for that seating loss. People seem to be sitting in those aisleways.
Oh, I don't think. No. That would be some sort of fire code violation.
I mean, they're not doing that.
No. Sure, that's not happening. Underway here in the fourth quarter. Stanstead College out of Quebec with the ball and the slim 1-point lead. Davis controls. Now Phillip. Davis thinks about the shot. Now he'll take it, and he hits from outside.
That's a nice shot. Fuller back in for Winston Churchill. He rested most of the third quarter, as did Ogawa. Started backward, basically didn't play the third quarter, so they should be good to go here.
Amrit Gill almost gives it away there. Good hustle by Valdez to keep it alive, but eventually it will result in a tie-up. More sloppy play from Calgary. They will maintain possession on the tie-up. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Trailing by 4, 7:24 to go in the game. Inbound to Fullerton. Takes it inside, now pulls back out. Amrit Gill, time winding down the shot clock. He's not going to get a good shot off. In fact, that one's stripped away. But then right back over to Sir Winston Churchill. A big break there for the Bulldogs. And now a nice take, however, unable to finish it. Ogawa. Offensive rebound for Cobbin Jop. Fullerton going to pull back out, put up the jumper. That one no good. A little contact there underneath. Finally getting the foul call is Stanstead, as Ogawa swatted at Akeem Phillip.
Yeah, Ogawa's come out pretty aggressive here in the fourth quarter. You can see Winston Churchill's going to pick up full court again. Try to pick up the pace in these last 7 minutes, get the job done here.
Looks like Phillip might have gotten a finger in the eye. You can see him kind of blinking on that last shot. So 4-point Stanstead lead. They've got the ball, 6:51 to go. Davis controls. Ogawa comes out to pick him up, gets a little bit of a screen. Goes left, nice pass down low, great take.
That's a nice look.
Thomas up to 12 points on the night. Valdez gets in trouble underneath. Ball just goes out of bounds.
That's curious. Valdez, nice crossover, got the baseline. He's 6'4", could have pulled up for an uncontested short jumper. Tried to make a difficult pass, and again another turnover.
Valdez was white hot to start this game and been a little bit quiet of late. He's going to have a seat as Vlad Zasmeline will replace him. 6:20 to go in the game. Stanstead in control. 8 on the shot clock. Davis looking. Now flips it into the corner. Long shot for Phillip. That one comes up short. Battle for the loose ball. Won by the littlest man on the floor. Matt Fullerton dribbles out. Long pass up ahead into the hands of Ogawa. We'll get some contact here. Shot will be waved off by Preet Pat Gill. Foul came before. R.J. Smith picks up his second foul.
Winston Churchill doesn't seem to really know what they want to do right now. They're just sort of indiscriminately driving at the basket. They're not really running anything.
Jop kind of came close to traveling there. Fullerton, now Ogawa. Back to Jop, takes a dribble. Time winding down on the shot clock. Ogawa got off a pretty good one, all things considered, but unable to get it to go, so still a 6-point lead for Stanstead. Davis taking a little time. And these guys get a bit of a breath. Now he tries to take it in. Wasn't sure if it'd be a foul or a travel. It will be a foul called against Sir Winston Churchill.
Davis has done a great job in this second half, controlling tempo and getting the shots that they want. He's slowing it down, giving his guys a chance to rest. They're actually using a fair bit of shot clock in the half court. He's still able to get in the paint that we either drives, and we saw that nice dish down low early, or he kicks it out for the open looks. He's done a really good job of controlling this game, especially in the second half.
Mass substitutions once again for Sir Winston Churchill, but first we're going to get a timeout as these teams will talk things over. There's a look in at the Stanstead bench. Certainly this would be a great opportunity for them to rehydrate, because can't stress enough the effort that these guys have put in this weekend. I mean, they showed up in Saskatoon with 6 players.
Yeah, and really played 5.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Mike Zariffi hasn't seen the floor a lot.
I tell you what, though, I remember back when I was playing, I would have loved to play on a 5-man team.
You never wanted to come out.
That's right. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, Stanstead victimized by a couple of different factors. Don't know the whole story, but believe there were some discipline issues on the team that cost them 3 of their players. And then right before the trip, 2 of the players got seriously ill, weren't even able to travel to Saskatoon, and that left them with just the 6 you see here tonight. And boy, oh boy, come to Saskatoon with 6 players, come away with a bronze medal. That would be pretty impressive. Now up to a 7-point lead as Sidney Davis hits the front end of his 2 free throws. Second one, no good. Ball loose following that, and we'll get another tie-up, and now the ball's going to come back over to Stanstead. Good hustle, Nick Burleson.
Yeah, great job getting an extra possession for his team. You hate, as a coach, you absolutely hate when you can't control a defensive rebound on a free throw. Just drives you batty.
5:10 to go. 4th quarter of action. Stanstead by 7. It's a sloppy turnover by them, and then...
Yeah, after I said all those things about Davis controlling the game, making the right play, just basically handed Winston Churchill the ball with a ridiculous pass.
5:02 to go. Churchill trailing by 7. Long inbounds pass for Kerber. He's going to put up the distance shot. Nice touch for 3.
They're giving him that look. He's got to start knocking some of those down. There's nobody within 10 feet of him.
Pull Calgary within 4 points. 4:45 to go in the game. Stanstead controls. Leading by 4. Another sloppy pass. Don't even really know who that one was intended for.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with that. I think he was expecting somebody to cut to the rim. He just stood still. Makes for an ugly turnover.
So 4.5 to go. Churchill has gotten to within 1 point here in the second half of action. Haven't led. Amrit Gill looking to drive in. Tough foul call. You can see RJ Smith can't believe it.
Yeah, it's tough. You get a chance to put 2 points on the board. Clock's not running. Winston Churchill get a chance to get back in this one.
So Amrit Gill to the free throw line, and boy, you gotta hit him here. This is a guy who's one of their top shooters and down 4 late. Can't let those free throw opportunities pass you by. Gets the second one to rattle home, so.
See if they pick up full court again.
Yeah. Down to a 1-possession game. Into the corner. Phillip can't get it to go. Second chance at it though, and gets the putback. Theo Thomas there to put it in. Back to a 5-point Quebec lead. Gill hands it off. Now back out for Fullerton. Fullerton goes back up high for Amrit Gill. He comes up shy on the 3-point attempt. Now Stanstead can run. Beautiful long distance pass, but unable to get it to drop. RJ Smith. How do you miss that one? Now Amrit Gill with a three-pointer. What a swing there.
Yeah, that's a potential game-changing swing right there. Keeps him in the game, and Amrit Gill has played a great second half.
He really has. So down to a 2-point Quebec lead. They've got the ball, 3:08 to go. Nice move there. Thomas looked like he kind of got in the air and wasn't entirely sure what he wanted to do with it, so he put it in off the glass.
Yeah, the
worked out well.
Last 2 trips, he's gotten to the rim very easily. Winston Churchill's got to step up and defend that. The whole team, you got to come over for some help.
Kerber gonna put up another long shot. Need nothing but net for Sam Kerber.
There you go. Gill did a good job that time. Getting in front of him, cutting him off.
Back to a 1-point game. Ball will stay with Stanstead. As another player hits the deck.
Surprised Valdez is still on the bench.
Yeah.
Looks like he's gonna ride this one out.
Pat Gill has checked out of the game. Kyle Gill back in for Sir Winston Churchill. Long shot for Davis comes up short. Good job by Gill to corral the loose ball. Now Fullerton will run. Kerber gonna look to take it all the way in, and he's given Sir Winston Churchill their first lead of the half.
What a last 5 minutes he's had.
Wow.
2 threes in that play to the rim for a potential 3-point play.
So now all of a sudden a 1-point Calgary lead, 2:14 to go. He can make it a 2-point game, and he does as the free throw rattles home. Phillip controls, Kerber on him. He'll look to take it inside, jams the rim, tough foul call.
Well, Amrit Gill, he had the right idea. He came over to try to give help, but he didn't quite get there, and he kind of leaned in at the last minute.
It's going to be Kerber actually called for it, apparently, for the Bulldogs. Something to keep an eye on here as we approach the final 2 minutes of play. R.J. Smith now playing with 4 fouls for Stanstead. Pair of free throws, good for Akeem Phillip. And we're going to get another timeout and talk things over.
Yeah, I believe Winston Churchill called this one, but you got to know Stanstead appreciates this.
Yeah,
a little
exactly.
rest ahead to the last 2 minutes.
2:03 to go, a 1-point game.
Winston Churchill's done a pretty good job the last few minutes of running a sort of a dribble drive motion offense kind of thing. Attacking with the dribble in the paint, trying to kick it back out and repeating that process to either get a layup or an open three. But they've done a nice job with Gill and Kerber there, coming up big down the stretch. I keep riding that wave if they can. Keep going to those guys. Looks like Valdez is on the bench to stay.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of him in the second half after a very hot start to the game where he hit a couple of big three-pointers to start. This is Fullerton, Gill, Graywall, Kyle Gill along with his brother Amrit Gill, and the white-hot Sam Kerber for Churchill. Probably don't need to tell you who's on the floor for the Spartans because it's the same guys it's been the entire night. Less than 2 minutes to go. Winston Churchill a 1-point lead and the ball. Graywall back to Gill. Now Kerber thinks about the shot. A little bit of contact from behind, no call. Stanstead comes away with it. So now they look to regain the advantage. Davis controls. Minute and a half to go in the game. Davis going to stop and put up the shot. Just rattled and spit out by the rim cruelly.
Nice. It was a good look.
And a good play by Davis. Knocks it out of bounds. Preet-Pat Gill back in, replacing Kyle Gill for Calgary. Fullerton back out for Amrit Gill. 1:15 to go. Gill back outside Kerber. Thinks about the shot. Takes a couple of steps in. Comes up a little shy on that attempt, but a good look. A little out of control. Would have been a spectacular shot if it had gone in. But drawing the foul is Theo Thomas.
Yeah, it's a tough call on Kerber there because, I mean, he did foul him, but out of control player, right? He just kind of bailed him out. Just gonna move those feet a little bit, just back off just a little bit. There's no way that was going in.
1 minute to go, all tied up at 53. Stanstead, this is Davis. Float shot comes up well short. So now it's Sir Winston Churchill back in the other direction. Gill on the run. Fullerton back out for Amrit Gill. Lets his man go by. Lets a couple players go by and looks to take it inside and draws contact.
He does a great job with that hesitation, change of direction. You know, he's got a big body, kind of a big Baby Davis kind of body, and he does a great job of using it to his advantage.
42 seconds to go in the game. As Amrit Gill heads to the free throw line. He went 1 for 2 on his last trip. And misses the front end again.
Those are tough misses. In a tie game, you gotta get those to drop.
Hits the second one, so it's a 1-point lead for Calgary. 40 seconds to go in the game. Running the floor. Oh.
That looked like a travel.
Instead, it's going to be a foul call. Stanstead might have gotten bailed out there. And now Stanstead in the bonus. Theo Thomas heads to the free throw line. 1 on this trip would tie it, 2 would give his team the lead. And he misses the front end.
Nobody wants to win this one.
No good on either attempt. Loose ball still being batted around. He wants it. And we got it tied up. And that's going to be Sir Winston Churchill's ball. Coben Jop back in. Sager Greywall will have a seat for Calgary. Calgary the 1-point lead and the ball. Fullerton will bring it up for the Bulldogs. Phillip on him. Kerber. Now off balance shot. Not a great take there.
That's a tough look in this situation when you're up 1.
Looking to take it all the way and count it! Theo Thomas gets it to drop and a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, great shot by Thomas. You know, that was all created by the rush shot at the other end. You take a rush jump shot. It leads to a transition break going the other way. And it's just with a 1-point lead, you gotta be smarter than that. A great play by Thomas.
Free throw gets the friendly bounce, and now it's a 2-point lead for Sir Winston, or pardon me, for Stanstead College out of Quebec. We'll get a timeout, Sir Winston Churchill. So you're down 2, you've got 15.6 seconds to do. What do you do in this situation if you're Calgary, Scott?
Well, I mean, right now you're going to go back. If they come out in a man-to-man defense, you're going to go back to that offense, try to get the ball into the paint, try to get a layup, kick it back out. I imagine Valdez is going to stay on the bench. He's been there for that long. Wouldn't be a bad idea to bring him back in, just have another score, even just a floor spacer, because the defender's not going to leave him in that situation. It would give you much more room in the lane, even if you don't want to go to him. But I anticipate they'll run sort of that extension of that dribble drive motion action. And if you're Stanstead, you just got to basically D up, be ready to switch screens, box out of the rebound.
There's another look at that great take by Thomas, led to the 3-point play, which led to the 2-point lead for Stanstead out of Quebec.
One thing if you're Winston Churchill, you can't panic and take a quick contested shot. You've got so much time. You can make 2 or 3 passes. You can drive in, kick it back out. you don't need one of those rush shots like they took last time. You've got to run your offense and get a good look.
Shot clock off, 15.6 seconds for Sir Winston Churchill. 2 would tie, 3 would potentially win. Fullerton spin around shot off the glass and in, tied at 56.
Yeah, it was a sweet move. That was very nice.
So 6 seconds now. Stanstead, if they can score, they can win. Looking to take it all the way. Contact, there's going to be a foul underneath, and free throws with a chance to win it, it looks like.
Well, there were multiple fouls there. There was a foul on the pass that wasn't called.
Yeah.
That got pushed out of bounds. And so on the shot, it looked like it may or may not have been contact, but either way, foul is deserved on the play, so deserving free throws here.
So R.J. Smith, it's that moment you've dreamed of your entire life. 1 free throw wins the game. And there it is. No time on the clock. It'll go as either a 1 or 2 point victory for Stanstead. A 1 point victory on a last second free throw. Stanstead College brings 6 players to Saskatoon, and they go 3-1 and claim the bronze medal.
It's a great way to win. You know, you end up in that situation, you really hope the kid makes it, because, man, it's hard to live with yourself if you don't. So glad he made the shots. It's a good game.
57-56 the final score. The third place game was a thriller, folks. Stay tuned, we got the championship coming your way. We're gonna take a break. You're watching BRIT Basketball on Shaw TV.
The foundation of my community starts with you and me. More than charity, it's the empathy I feel for the people where I live. Close to home is where the heart is. Where help goes farthest, my foundation helps me start this. Bringing care to those who can't get by or just need to fly. My foundation reaches across the land, showing what we thousands banded together can do, including you. With a way and a will, it all gets built on the foundation.
It keeps you awake at night, and it causes stress. Debt. No one else sees it, but it's always there, weighing you down.
Get debt off your back. The Credit Counseling Society is a non-profit service that's helped thousands of Canadians solve their debt problems. It's confidential, it's free, and it works. Call the Credit Counseling Society. All you've got to lose is your debt.
Bert is my role model. I want to be like Bert.
Not only do I think I help her, but I think she helps me.
Being an amputee is challenging. I deal with obstacles by just knowing that I've got people to be there to support me through it. I've got my friends, I've got my family, I've got the War Amps.
Thanks to the War Amps, she doesn't have to worry about being anything else but herself.
Whether you're pursuing a television career or looking for a new leisure activity, we invite you to join the Shaw TV volunteer program. You can gain valuable hands-on experience and acquire skills ranging from camera to floor directing. We're looking for high school or college students or adults who are eager to learn. Shaw TV is currently accepting volunteer applications. Contact us today.
We're there to bring it home. Shaw TV, your local voice.
Back at Bedford Road Collegiate, only 2 teams from the province of Quebec have ever come to the Bedford Road Invitational Tournament. And the Stanstead College team will live in BRIT lore, coming here with just 6 players. They came in, went 3-1, won the 3rd place trophy, and right now our Jackie Kripke is down with one of their star players.
Star player indeed. This is Sydney Davis. Sydney, that was an incredible second half. So tight, so much fun to watch, and right at the end, what are your thoughts on the game?
I think we really persevered and we let the other team get back, but we still showed poise and confidence, and we held it together and played a good game.
Spectacular to watch. What are your thoughts on the BRIT experience? It's your first time here, is that right?
Yeah, it's my first time. It was a great experience. I've been to a tournament like it. I really enjoyed myself, and I wish I can come to this again next year, but I'm too old.
Well, maybe you come back and get another trophy. Thanks so much for talking to us, and congratulations. Enjoy.
Thank you, miss. Have a good day.
Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Jackie, and thanks to the whole Stanstead team, as well as Sir Winston Churchill from Calgary. Tough go for them, a team with a lot of BRIT experience. Came in and they'll end up being in 4th place in the 47th edition of the Bedford Road Invitational Tournament. So Scott, we played 19 games. That means there's just one to go. We've got the championship final coming up in just a few minutes here on Shaw TV. Should be a good one. Lavoldis out of Regina, Holy Cross out of Saskatoon, and all Saskatchewan matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Holy Cross always brings it. They always play intense. They always play defense. They always play together, and they're going to need to do all that to stay in the game against this really strong Lavoldis squad.
That championship game is coming your way in mere moments right here on Shaw TV. You are watching BRIT basketball. We'll be back with the championship game in just a couple of minutes.
An event like no other. Memories to last a lifetime. The Bedford Road Invitational Tournament, simply put, BRIT is in a league of its own. It's more than just a high school basketball tournament. It's an experience that captures the hearts and imagination of players, coaches, and fans alike. An event that showcases the enthusiasm and great support for local sports and thrusts Saskatoon into the spotlight.
BRIT family, it's just like this whole school just comes together, you know, and I think you have to be here to understand like what it means. All the volunteer work, all the students sacrificing their time in the week. It's just a total community thing to make this happen, and it's one of the best tournaments in Canada, if not the best.
Chris Bodner is right. Since 1968, BRIT has become one of the most prestigious events on the high school calendar, attracting teams from Vancouver, British Columbia to Antigonish, Nova Scotia, New York to Australia. BRIT is a must-see event where legends are born.
A tournament that turns in your normal everyday high school athlete into a hero in one shot. I define it into people in the community coming here and learning their role, knowing their role, and helping out any way possible.
I've never been to a tournament where in your home city you don't even get cheered for sometimes. You know, I'll never figure that one out. But no, this, yeah, you got people sitting in the stands 4 or 5 hours because they don't want to lose their seat for a big game. You know, you don't see that anywhere else.
A place where people are selfless volunteers, all coming together to make it one special thing. And when I say that, the hair on the back of my neck stands on end, because for the rest of my life, whenever I can, I'm going to be here because it means that much to me.
For the athletes, it's an opportunity to play in an atmosphere normally reserved for the pros. A chance to take your game to the next level.
Came in grade 9, did the one-on-one competition, kind of got a little taste of that. So I'm not sure how many people were watching, but it was pretty cool to be out on the floor. And then grade 10, playing as a rookie, being in the final, against Regina Campbell, with the whole gym cheering against us. Like, it was a pretty good experience, especially for a grade 10 kid. It was new and exciting. It was good. Grade 12, we made it to the final. Unfortunately, we lost to Handsworth, but you know, to make it to two BRIT finals is pretty special.
The level of competition at BRIT is second to none. There are players that have gone on to bigger and better things, like the Handsworth superstar and BRIT legend, Robert Sacre.
That's the thing with BRIT. You play against players like him. He's playing now at Gonzaga University, you know, a big D1 school. So you play against guys from all over the country. Yeah, he's a pretty special player, and they were a special team.
And with every year, there's guaranteed to be a moment that will forever be etched into the minds of basketball fans.
I've seen 3 buzzer beaters in my life, all 3 in this gym. There's a big quarterfinal between Aiden Bowman and St. Joseph's. Ryan Rogel for St. Joseph's hit a big 3 at the end of the game, tied the game, and then Cam Penner hit one almost from half court out here to put them ahead. The ball was in the air, the crowd was all on their feet. The place just went silent. It was like a movie. And then when it went down, bedlam. Best basketball moment I've ever been a part of.
I can't remember the specific details. It was a Friday night game. Pitt Meadows from British Columbia and Winnipeg. The game is over, right? Winnipeg just hits a buzzer beater shot to win it. Everybody's going crazy. They think the game's over, but it isn't. 1 second is put back up on the clock. Rich Goulet of Pitt Meadows draws up a play. I didn't even think you could get a shot off in 1 second. They draw the play. The kid goes out. He's falling back in the crowd as a ball soaring through the air, and he nails it. This guy falls in the crowd. He's embraced by the crowd. The players go nuts. The best part of it is Rich Goulet, a normally calm, composed man, is jumping and acting like a high school kid. That's what it is. It makes grown men high school kids again, and it makes everybody in this city get excited about basketball.
It also leaves a lasting impression on all teams involved, especially those coming from as far away as Australia.
I mean, talking to some of those Australia guys, they were loving it. They loved every minute of it. They were in the gym watching games. They were talking to fans. Like when they're here, they're treated like celebrities. You know, the kids are like talking to them all the time. I don't know what draws them here. Maybe it's the word of mouth. I'm sure it is, but I'm sure they have no regrets once they get here.
For over 4 decades, BRIT has been a big part of the Saskatoon sports scene. It's put us on the map in a tournament that's sure to be a slam dunk for years to come.